What if today, before the sun even finished rising, God wanted to show you that His mercy has already arrived before any of your concerns? Have you ever stopped to think about how many mornings you opened your eyes without realizing that it was already a gift? How many times have you gotten up complaining about what was missing and forgotten to be grateful for what was left? How many mornings has your mouth started the day talking about weight before talking about gratitude? Maybe you woke up today with a light heart, with a discreet joy that you don't know how to explain, and this prayer comes to add to it. Or maybe you opened your eyes with that old tiredness, that feeling that the morning came faster than you were ready to receive it, and this prayer comes to sustain you. Both states fit here, brother. Both are received by God in the same way. And I want to tell you something before we start. You arrived at this meeting today because God set aside this time to deal with your heart. He wants to fill your morning with overflowing gratitude. He wants to return the joy that has been extinguished inside. And He wants to remind you that His mercy is new every time the day dawns. That is the reason for this meeting. It's nothing else. And while we prepare our hearts to pray, leave just one word below in the comments written with conviction: new mercy. Write that down below. When you write this word, you are declaring with your own hand that you believe that today God renews what was worn out within you. And if this prayer is touching your morning, leave your like registered before we continue. Each like helps this prayer reach another brother who woke up needing to hear that God still has mercy in store for him today. You know, brother, there is a passage in the book of Lamentations, in chapter 3, that says, "The Lord's mercies are the reason why we are not consumed, because His mercies have no end. They are new every morning. Great is your faithfulness." This word was written by the prophet Jeremiah in a moment of ruin. He was seeing his city destroyed, the people scattered, everything known turned to dust. And it was right there, in the middle of the rubble, that he stopped and wrote this sentence that crossed millennia until it reached your morning today. Think about it. A man who had every reason to dawn without hope looked at the sky and said, "Even so, the Lord's mercy is new every morning." Not because his situation had improved, not because his day was easier, but because he discovered something that many of us still need to learn. God's mercy does not depend on what we are experiencing. It depends on who He is. And that same mercy arrived where you are now. She arrived before you opened your eyes. She arrived before you remembered the bills, before you remembered yesterday's difficult conversation, before you remembered what was pending. The Lord's mercy was the first thing that entered your room today. And maybe you'll tell me, Pastor, but I'm not feeling any gratitude right now. Maybe you tell me, I wanted to be happy, but the weight is greater. I hear your heart. And I want to tell you that overflowing gratitude is not a feeling that you manufacture. It is fruit that God cultivates inside when we are willing to look at Him before looking at the problem. The joy that Scripture speaks of is not the easy joy that depends on everything going well. It's the deep joy that comes from knowing that God has not abandoned you, even if the morning started out difficult. So brother, come with me. I want to pray with you now this morning prayer. Not like someone repeating memorized words, but like someone who truly puts themselves before the Lord, asking Him to fill the entire day ahead. I will lead you step by step, and you will pray with me inside at the rhythm that your heart follows. Because there's one thing I learned in my walk with God. The morning that begins with gratitude changes the rest of the day from within. It doesn't necessarily change what will happen outside, but it changes how your heart will receive everything that comes. And that's what we're looking for here today. A heart renewed inside, ready to go through the next few hours supported by the Lord's mercy, with a joy that does not come from circumstances and a gratitude that overflows even before the answers arrive. And while the silence in your environment becomes conducive, I already feel the Spirit of the Lord approaching this meeting, not because we called Him, but because He was already here waiting. He who woke you up, He who opened your eyes, He who put this prayer on your path today. Now it's our turn to respond to Him. Let's go together then, present this morning to the Father. Beloved Father, here we are before you this morning. We have reached this time not by our strength, not by our merit, not because we deserve it, but because your mercy has reached us once again. You are the God who held our breath while we slept. You are the God who watched over our home while we rested without knowing it. And today, Lord, we open our hearts before you, recognizing that everything we have and everything we are comes from your hand. Blessed are you, my Father, who made the heavens and the earth. Blessed are you, who set the sun to shine and the moon to illuminate the nights. Blessed are you, who ordered each morning to rise punctually over our lives without missing a single day. Your faithfulness is great, Lord. Your faithfulness is the reason I am here breathing today, and it is the reason this brother who prays with me is now also here. We adore you, Father. We adore you for who you are before anything we can ask. You are holy, Lord, thrice holy, as the angels sing before your throne, as the prophet Isaiah recorded in chapter 6 when he caught a glimpse of your glory. You are the Most High God, the eternal God, the God who existed before time existed, the God who exists now in this concrete morning, and the God who will exist when this morning is already a memory. You do not change, Father. Your mercies are renewed, but your essence remains the same forever. Beloved Lord, I bow before you at this time, recognizing that you are good. You are good not because we say you are good. You are good because that is your nature. And your kindness is what sustains our days. If it depended on what we deserve, Father, this morning wouldn't have started well for any of us. But your kindness came first. Your kindness opened the door to that day. Your kindness put air in our lungs and strength in our bones to get out of bed. I thank you, my God. I thank you in the name of this brother who prays with me. I thank you in the name of my own soul. I thank you in the name of each person who opened their eyes today without knowing that it was your hand that made the sun rise over their house. We are not enough to repay a crumb of what you have already done, but we offer you what little we have, a heart that wants to recognize you, a mouth that wants to praise you, a soul that wants to be with you more than it wants to be with anything else. Father, you are the God of mercies. The prophet Jeremiah wrote that your mercies have no end, that they are new every morning, and this word is the truth that we come to confess before you now. It's not a nice phrase to memorize. It is the concrete reality of what we are experiencing right now. If your mercy had ended yesterday, we wouldn't have a morning today. If your mercy had gotten tired of us last week, we wouldn't be here. But your mercy is new, Lord, and this morning is living proof of that. My God, I want to offer you this day that opens. It's still in your hands. The hours to come are not yet spent. The conversations that will take place have not yet been said. The decisions that will need to be made are still before us, waiting. And I don't want any of these hours to pass without you being at the center of it, Father. I offer the morning hours. I offer the midday hours. I offer the hours when the afternoon begins to fall. Take it all, Lord. Take the beginning. Take the middle. Take the end of that day. I offer you my thoughts that will emerge throughout these hours. Let them not be thoughts of complaint before they are thoughts of gratitude. Let them not be thoughts of fear before they are thoughts of trust. I offer you the words that will come out of my mouth and the words that will come out of the mouth of this brother who prays with me now. May they be words that edify, that comfort, that bless. May my mouth today be a place where your kindness finds passage to reach other hearts. I offer you my steps. Every place I go today goes with me. Every door I go through crosses before me. Each person I meet, prepare your spirit so that this encounter brings some measure of your peace. Lord, I recognize you as my Father. And that word Father is not just any word, my God. It is the heart of what Jesus came to teach us to say. In the Gospel of Matthew in chapter 6, your beloved Son taught the disciples to begin the prayer by saying, Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be your name. And that's how I approach it today. Not like a slave trembling before a distant master, like a son who comes confidently before the Father, who has already proven 1,000 times that he loves. I am your son, Lord. This brother who prays with me is your son. And son has a place in your house. Son has a voice in your presence. Son can arrive with his heart as it is, without having to tidy up the outside before entering. And that's how we arrive today, Father, with our hearts as they are. Some with overflowing joy, others with weight weighing down, others with a mix of both that they don't even know how to properly name. You know each one. You receive each one. My God, I offer you first of all my own heart. Before I ask for anything, I want to give you the only thing that is truly mine to give. My heart is yours, Lord. Take this heart as it is now. If he is restless, calm down. If it's cold, it warms up. If he is waiting for news, keep waiting. If he is rested, he stays rested throughout the day. I don't come to you with a perfect heart, Father. I come with a real heart. And I know you don't reject me because of his condition. On the contrary, it was precisely for hearts like mine that Jesus came. It was to tired hearts, hurting hearts, searching hearts that he said in the Gospel of Matthew, in chapter 11, Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. This word is for me today, Lord. This word is for this brother who prays with me. We come because you called us. We come because you promised relief. Beloved Father, as I offer this heart to you, I already feel something happening inside. Your presence is here, not as a manufactured feeling, as a concrete spiritual reality. Where 2 or 3 are gathered in your name, Jesus said in the Gospel of Matthew, in chapter 18, "There I am in their midst." And this brother and I are gathered here in your name this morning. So you are among us, you are here. I adore you for your presence, Lord. I adore you for making yourself close to those who seek you. The psalmist wrote in the 145th Psalm that you are close to all who call on you in truth. And today, my God, we call on you in truth, not with memorized words, with an open heart, and you are close. You are not far away, looking down from above with disinterest. You are here on the side, attentive to every sigh that rises from the soul of those who pray now. Lord, I also offer you my will on that day. That's the hardest part to deliver, Dad, and you know it. It's easy to offer time, it's easy to offer words, but offering our will is where we resist. My will wants to go one way, your will sometimes points to another. And I come today asking that my will bend to yours, Father, not because mine disappears, but because yours is better. It always was. It always will be. Your will be done on that day, Lord, just as it is done in heaven in my life. May I not spend today's hours pushing the river to flow in the direction I want. May I learn to swim in the current that you lead. Beloved Father, before I present to you the deepest things in my heart, before I confess what still weighs deep inside me, before I open the layers that no one else sees, I want to spend a moment longer just adoring you. Because worship changes who worships, my God. When I look at you and recognize who you are, my problems do not disappear, but they find the correct size in the face of your greatness. You are greater, Lord. Greater than the worry that dawned on me. Bigger than the bill that I still don't know how to pay. Bigger than the conversation I need to have and I haven't had the courage yet. Bigger than the diagnosis we received. Greater than the longing that still hurts. You are greater than all this, Father. And it is before your greatness that I come to put everything in its right place. And it is here, my God, in this place of worship, that my heart truly begins to open. Because when I recognize you as you are, I also begin to recognize myself as I am. And that's what we come to do now, Father. Come open the deepest layers before you, with the confidence that you receive each one without moving away. Oh my God, here I am. And I need to confess before you this morning what my mouth does not always say out loud, but which my heart knows well. I have been ungrateful, Father, not by conscious choice, not by declared rebellion, but by carelessness, by distraction, by that speed at which life rushes by and makes us forget to look at what you have already done. How many mornings have I opened my eyes, Lord, and the first thing that came out of me was murmuring? How many times has my first thought of the day been about what was missing, about what was difficult, about what hadn't yet been resolved? And I overlooked everything that was on my side, functioning, breathing, existing because of your kindness. Forgive me, Father. I confess this in gratitude before you today, not as someone who self-flagellates, but as someone who wants to be honest with you, to receive the healing that only you can give. I confess, Lord, the hidden murmurings of my heart, those complaints that I don't say out loud so that no one can see, but that keep me mulling over inside, that silent discontent with the life I have, while looking at the life that others seem to have, that discouragement that insists on returning even after so much proof of your fidelity. I confess all of this now, Father. I place in your hands these complaints that I have been carrying hidden. I also confess, my God, the times my mouth complained about what my soul knew was your gift. I complained about work, Lord, while so many brothers are without work. I complained about being tired at home, while so many don't have a home. I complained about the rush with the children, while so many parents cry for the absence of theirs. Forgive me, Father. Forgive the blindness of my heart that did not see a blessing where it was planted right under my feet, and I know that this brother who prays with me now also makes similar confessions. Each one with their own weight, each one with their own story, but all of us, Lord, need that inner washing that only your mercy can do. The psalmist wrote in the 51st Psalm that create in me, O God, a pure heart, and renew a right spirit within me. And this is the prayer that rises from us now, Father. Create in us a new heart today, a heart that sees what you have done, a heart that recognizes your gifts before complaining about your arrangements. Lord, I confess something deeper still. I have treated your mercy as if it were obvious, as if waking up every day was an acquired right, as if the health I still have, the roof over my head, the food on the table, the faces that still wake up with me, were a natural part of the landscape. Forgive me, Father. I have become accustomed to the daily miracle of continuing to exist, and routine has blunted my ability to recognize your care. Here, my God, I stop. I stop in front of you and recognize. I recognize that each breath is a gift. I recognize that every beat of my heart is your support. I recognize that this morning, with all its difficulties and all its graces mixed together, is a gift that I didn't deserve and that you chose to give me anyway. Receive this confession, Father. Wash that heart. Restore that gratitude that has been erased inside. And now, Lord, with my heart open, with this confession made, I want to ask you something specific for this morning and for the next hours of my day. I ask, beloved Father, for a heart overflowing with gratitude, not superficial gratitude, not a decorated thank you that the mouth repeats without the soul feeling it. I ask for a gratitude that comes from within, that fills the chest, that overflows outwards without me having to force it. Fill me, Lord, with the gratitude you see, the gratitude that can see the goodness in small things, the gratitude that gives thanks for breakfast as if it were the first time, the gratitude that perceives the smile of those who live with me as your presence manifested on a human face, the gratitude that is moved by the wind in the window, by the light that comes through the crack, by the simple fact of being here, breathing, listening to this prayer, having time to stop in front of you. I also ask, Father, for real joy this morning, not the easy joy that depends on everything going right, not the joy that evaporates at the first setback of the day. I ask for the joy that the Apostle Paul wrote about in the letter to the Philippians in chapter 4, when he said, "Rejoice in the Lord always," and he was in prison when he wrote that. My God, he was not having a comfortable morning with a calm schedule and money left over. He was in a cell, and yet he wrote about joy, because the joy he knew didn't come from circumstances, it came from you. Fill me with this joy, Lord, a joy that survives traffic, a joy that survives the bill that arrived, a joy that survives difficult news, a joy that doesn't disappear just because the day didn't go the way I planned. This is the joy I ask for, and I ask in the name of this brother to pray with me now, because I know that perhaps he really needs to hear from you, that his joy can still be restored. Renew, Father, that joy that may have faded from within a long time ago. Maybe the brother who prays with me has forgotten the last time he felt real joy. Maybe life got tighter, and the smile remained just a gesture on the outside with no support on the inside. My God, I ask in his name now, returns shine to the eyes, returns the laughter that comes out without programming. It returns the lightness we had before the loads became so heavy. And I also ask, Lord, that your mercy be manifested concretely in our morning, not as an abstract concept, as a living experience. May we feel your mercy in the first coffee taken without rushing. May we feel your mercy in the first conscious breath of the day. May we feel your mercy in the little things that will happen in the next few hours and that only an attentive soul can understand. The prophet Micah wrote in chapter 7 that you delight in mercy. That is your joy, Father. Extending mercy is your pleasure. And if that is your pleasure, my God, pour it out on us today. Pour it over this brother who prays with me now. It pours out on his family. It spills over his house. Sir, now I need to go deeper. I need to present to you what I have been carrying without really delivering. Because it's one thing to talk about weight and another thing to let go of the weight. And I confess that I often talk about the burden to you, but I keep holding it under my arm as if deep down I was afraid of letting it fall to the ground. Today I want to let go, Father. Today I really want to give you what I've been holding on to for a long time. I surrender, Lord, the accumulated tiredness, not the tiredness of a bad night's sleep, the tiredness of months, of years, of things that were adding up without me noticing. That tiredness that the soul feels and the body doesn't know how to name. That weight that makes the morning feel like it starts out already spent, as if before I did anything, I was already without strength. Take this from my hand, Father. Take this from the hand of this brother who prays with me now. I hand over the worry that accompanies me as if it were a permanent companion. That background anxiety that doesn't let me rest inside, even when the body tries to rest on the outside. That thought that goes around and around, around and around in the middle of the night and early in the morning, without leaving me alone. The Apostle Peter wrote in his first letter in chapter 5, "Cast all your anxiety on him, because he cares for you." And that's what I do now, Lord. I cast this anxiety upon you, I don't hold it anymore. It's not mine to carry. It's yours to support. I surrender the old hurt that still burns when I remember, that pain that was supposed to be gone and didn't, that wound that we thought was healed and some memory opened again. Heal from the inside, Father. Heal where no one sees. Heal what only you know still hurts. I deliver the plans that didn't turn out the way I wanted, expectations that were broken, the doors that closed when I was sure they would open. I ask no further explanation, sir. I only ask for peace about what is left behind. I deliver, beloved Father, that difficult conversation that I still need to have, that decision I still need to make, that step I haven't taken yet because I'm scared. Give me courage that only comes from you. Give me the wisdom that the Apostle James wrote in his letter in the 1st chapter, that if anyone lacks wisdom, let him ask God, who gives liberally to all. I ask, Lord, I lack wisdom. I don't know alone. Fill me with yours, and I surrender, my God. I surrender the control I've been trying to maintain over things that were never in my hands. I surrender to the illusion that if I try harder, if I think more, if I worry more, something will be resolved because of my struggle. It won't, Dad. And you know, and deep down I know it too, it's just hard to let go. Today I quit. Today I open my hands before you and recognize that you are the God and I am the Son. You lead and I follow. You see the end from the beginning, as it is written in the book of the prophet Isaiah in chapter 46, and I only see the part that is under my nose. So I bow, Lord. I bow under your mighty hand, as the Apostle Peter wrote, so that in due time you may exalt me. In your time, not mine. Your way, not mine. Receive this surrender, Father. Receive this heart that has tried so many times to take charge and has always been hurt by the attempt. I no longer want to command what only you know how to direct. I want to rest in you. Really rest. Rest inside. Rest from the weight of thinking that everything depends on me. And as I surrender, Lord, my heart lights up on one thing. I am not alone in this surrender. On the other side of the screen, this brother is doing the same movement with me. And on the other side of his life, there are still other people who need to be remembered before you today. People who may not even be praying right now, but who carry weights similar to mine. And it's because of them that I want to start raising my voice too. Beloved Father, here I am raising before you not only my voice, but the voice of so many who are not praying now, but who need your mercy on their morning, in the same way that I need it on mine. You who are the Father of all, you who see every house, you who know every face, receive this intercession that rises from my chest at this time. I begin, Lord, with the homes that are awakening right now, as this prayer takes place. Each house has a story that only you know from the inside. Go past these houses, my God. Pass as you passed through the houses of Egypt when your people were marked by blood, as it is written in the book of Exodus in chapter 12. May your mercy be the sign that covers every home today. I intercede, Father, for the parents who woke up silent this morning, those men who carry their family on their shoulders and have no one to share the weight with. That father who left the room before everyone else so no one could see his worried face. That father who feels like he's failing on the inside, even though he's doing everything he can on the outside. Touch it now, Lord. Hold that heart. Remind this father that he does not need to carry alone what you promised to carry together. It restores hope within him. Renew your patience with your children. Restores peace in the relationship with his wife. And I intercede for mothers. Beloved Father. Those women who have been up for a while, packing lunchboxes, heating coffee, solving 5 things at the same time before the rest of the house wakes up. That mother who sleeps little because her child is small and cries at dawn. That mother who works all day and comes home to start her second shift in silence, without anyone saying thank you. That mother who is alone, without a partner, supporting her children with a job that barely covers the month. Fill her heart with strength, Lord. It fills her with gratitude for what she has, and fills her with faith for what she will see happen in her children. I intercede for husbands and wives, Father, for relationships that began with a heavy silence after an argument last night, for that couple who has been sleeping on their backs for months, not knowing how to break the distance anymore, for that husband who feels that his wife has moved away, and for that wife who feels that her husband no longer sees her. Restore the love that has been erased, Lord. The spirit of reconciliation breathes within these homes. May they look at themselves today with new eyes, as in the beginning. Let them remember why they chose each other, and where this reconciliation seems humanly impossible, my God, you who are the God of the impossible act according to your will and your time, I intercede now for the children, Father, for the small children who are awakening somewhere, many of them absorbing tension that is not theirs, feeling familiar atmospheres that they still cannot name. Guard the innocence of these children, Lord. Protect their hearts from the conflicts that happen around them. Put angels around every child's room now. Make these children grow up knowing that they are loved by you before they even know how to say your name. And teenagers, oh my God. Those young people who are in the most confusing phase of life, when the body changes faster than the soul can process it. Those teenagers who keep quiet at home out of respect for their parents, but who are experiencing storms inside that no one sees. That teenager who is being treated too harshly at home. That teenager who is being pressured by standards she didn't choose herself. Reach these young people, Father. Make them find in you the reference that they may not find elsewhere. Keep them from bad company. Keep them from paths that only end in pain. And the elderly parents, Lord. The elderly woke up today feeling a weight that their children don't always realize. That elderly mother who stays at home waiting for a phone call that almost never comes. That elderly father who feels ashamed to ask for help because he was the one who always helped others. That grandfather who wants to tell a story and has no one left to listen patiently. Reach every elderly person now, beloved Father. Renew strength in the tired body. Fill loneliness with your presence, and it touches the hearts of children and grandchildren so that they remember to call today, to visit, to be present. My God, now I raise before you the intercession for those who suffer in silence this morning, those whose pain doesn't appear to anyone, but that permeates their every breath. I intercede for the sick, Father, for those who woke up today feeling their bodies heavy, their bodies sore, their bodies tired before the day even began, for that brother who is in a hospital bed right now, far from his own home, looking at the ceiling and waiting for test results, for that sister who is undergoing long-term treatment, who has lost count of the sessions, who is tired of being a patient, for those who live with chronic pain, that pain that never completely goes away, that the person learns to live with because they have no other choice. Sustain each one's faith, Lord. I do not make a promise in your name that it is not up to me to make, but I ask with the confidence of a son that your mercy be manifested to the extent that your will is upon each sick body now. It also reaches the caregivers, Father, those family members who sleep little because they are caring for someone who is sick at home, that wife who became her own husband's nurse, that adult child who returned to live with his parents to take care of them in the last years of his life, that sister who alone bears the responsibility because the other brothers moved away. Renew the strength of each caregiver, Lord. May no one lose their tenderness in the midst of tiredness. May care given out of love not become a burden that hardens the heart. I intercede for the bereaved beloved father, those who lost someone recently and are still learning to live with emptiness. That father who lost a child and doesn't know how to get up in the morning. That mother who lost her partner of decades and now sleeps alone in the bed that was always meant for two. That recent widower who still puts out coffee for 2 in the morning out of habit. That person who buried someone this week and is still too stunned to truly feel it. Comfort each one now, Lord, not with human words that don't reach this pain, with your presence that only she knows is in the right place inside her wounded chest. The psalmist wrote in the 34th Psalm that you are close to those who are broken-hearted. Confirm this word today about every mourner who prays with me or who needs this prayer without knowing it. I intercede for the lonely, Father, those who will spend the whole day without exchanging a word with anyone, that elderly person who lives alone and whose television is the only voice he hears, that person who moved to a new city and still hasn't made any friends, that brother who lost his circle because of choices or because of life and who today feels forgotten. Keep yourself real company inside the chest of every lonely person now, Lord. May the loneliness of the empty room be filled by the awareness that you are there. I intercede for those who are going through emotionally heavy days, Father, for that brother who has been struggling with his mind for a long time, for that sister who wakes up feeling heavy in her chest without knowing how to explain where it comes from, for those who pretend to be fine on the outside while inside they are slowly falling apart. Reach each one, Lord, touches every tired mind. It helps to seek the necessary care, both spiritual care and professional care, which is often an instrument that you yourself use to help your children, and those who dawn today with dark thoughts, Father, those whose weight has become too great and who are doubting whether the morning is worth it. Stretch out your hand over each one now. It breathes courage into the chest of those who no longer have their own spirit. Place someone on everyone's path today, a concrete person who can offer words of life, listening, care. May no one go through this day alone in the middle of this darkness. My God, now I lift up before you those who carry sustenance on their backs, those who left early to work, those who are about to leave, those who are stuck waiting for an opportunity that hasn't come yet. I intercede for the workers who have been on their feet for hours, that worker who caught the bus before dawn, that domestic worker who crossed the city to get to work, that app driver who stayed up all night and is now starting another shift, that salesperson who will spend the whole day standing, serving, smiling, serving again. Renew their strength, Lord. May tiredness not turn into bitterness. May routine not erase the dignity that you put into each honest job. Guard each one as you come and go, as it is written in the 121st Psalm, that the Lord will guard your going out and your coming in from now on and forever. I intercede, beloved Father, for those who work in professions that require risk, by the police officers who are on duty, for the doctors and nurses who spent the night in hospitals treating emergencies, for the firefighters who sleep ready to wake up at any second, for the drivers who travel long roads carrying what the country needs. Protect each one now, Lord. Bring everyone home safely at the end of the shift. It strengthens the vocation to serve even on days when service is expensive. I intercede for the unemployed, Father, for that brother who woke up today with the same weight as yesterday, without a job, with his family looking at him, waiting for an answer that he doesn't know how to give. For that sister who has already sent her CV to so many places, and the response doesn't come. For that professional who was consolidated in his career and was fired without waiting, and who now needs to start over after 50. I don't make a promise of guaranteed employment in your name, Lord, because that promise isn't my place to make. But I ask with the confidence of a son that you open concrete paths. May you place the right people in each person's path. May you sustain faith in the midst of waiting. May you provide daily sustenance, as Jesus taught us to ask in the Gospel of Matthew in chapter 6, "Give us today our daily bread." I intercede for the self-employed, Father, those whose salary depends on waking up early, leaving the house fighting, that bricklayer waiting for work to call, that seamstress who waits for customers to show up, that artisan who waits for a sale to happen, that hairdresser, that manicurist, that motorcycle courier, all those whose day begins with no guarantee that the month will end. Sustain each one, Lord. It brings customers, it brings opportunities, it brings continuity in work. And wherever the month is tight, it provides the peace that money alone cannot buy. I raise up the small traders before you, Father, that store owner who opened the door early today and doesn't know if there will be enough business to pay the monthly bills, that salon owner who invested her entire savings in the business and is still waiting for the return to arrive, that entrepreneur who employs 3-4 people and carries not only his family, but also the families of his employees. Bless each one now, Lord. It gives wisdom for the decisions that need to be made. It brings clientele that recognizes the work done honestly. And I intercede for those in debt, beloved Father. Those who woke up today with a specific concern. The bill that was due, the card that was maxed out, the bill that they still don't know how to pay. That brother who avoids answering the phone because he knows it's a charge. That sister who lost sleep yesterday calculating again the same calculation she's already done 100 times. That couple who argued over money and still haven't made up. Hear each one's groaning now, Lord. I don't ask for an instant financial miracle in your name. I ask for wisdom to manage what you have, strength to overcome difficulties, creativity to find ways out, and peace to not despair in the process. And where the answer takes time, my God, sustain faith so that no one gives up before seeing what you have prepared. I intercede for informal workers, Father, those whose income comes from day-to-day work, without a contract, without a guarantee, without paid time off. That street vendor who arranges the merchandise on the floor. That delivery man who runs the entire city in one day. That fisherman who goes out before the sun to see what the net brings. That washerwoman, that collector, all the invisible people who support the economy without appearing in the statistics. See each one of them now, Lord. They are visible to you, every face, every effort, every drop of sweat that no one counts. Bless everyone's work day. And I intercede for one last category, beloved Father, before concluding this raising of hands. For those who work and still feel that their effort is not recognized. That dedicated employee who sees others get promoted and he gets left behind. That stay-at-home mother whose invisible work supports the entire family and no one notices. That volunteer who donates time without receiving anything in return. and who sometimes wonders if it's worth it. You see, Lord, you see everything that is done in silence. And your word in the Gospel of Matthew in chapter 6 promises that what is done in secret, the Father who sees in secret will reward. Confirm this word about every invisible work today. My God, I can't name each one by name. Only you know the names that still need to be mentioned. But I know that your mercy reaches where my voice does not reach. Stretch your hand over every house, over every bed of pain, over every face that faces the day with nowhere to go. May no heart that needs your mercy this morning go without receiving it. And it's looking at this crowd of faces that only you know, it's feeling the weight, and at the same time the beauty of this intercession, that my own heart begins to settle into something stronger than everything we just presented. Because faith doesn't disappear when the list of needs grows. She gets up. And it is looking at all this, my God, that my heart is firm in a conviction that does not come from me, it comes from you. I declare, Lord, in the face of this day that is yet to come, that you are faithful. That's the first word that comes out of me now. You are faithful. Not because I'm feeling it strongly today, but because your nature doesn't change depending on what I feel. You were faithful yesterday. You are faithful now. You will be faithful when this morning is already a memory, stored in some corner of my memory. I declare, beloved Father, that your mercies are new every morning, as Jeremiah wrote in Lamentations, and as this morning confirmed. Not just once, not on special occasions, every morning. That includes tomorrow morning if you grant me tomorrow. That includes the morning after and the one after that, and every one that comes. I declare that the source of your mercy does not dry up, does not diminish, does not get tired of my need or the need of this brother who prays with me. I declare, my God, that you are good. Good in essence, good in action, good in what you give, and good in what you delay when I don't understand why you delay. The psalmist wrote in Psalm 136 over and over again that your mercy endures forever. And if mercy lasts, if it has no expiration date, then I can rest inside knowing that what I need tomorrow is already guaranteed by the same source that sustained what I needed yesterday. I declare that you wipe away the tears of those who cry, not because the pain disappears immediately, but because you are close to those who are broken-hearted, as it is written in the 34th Psalm. And your closeness is already a response even before any circumstance changes on the outside. I declare, Father, that you hear. You hear the prayer said out loud, and you hear the prayer said silently inside the chest. You hear the inarticulate groaning of the soul that no longer knows how to ask, because, as the Apostle Paul wrote in the letter to the Romans, in chapter 8, the Spirit himself intercedes for us with inexpressible groanings. So even when my mouth finds no words, you are listening to my heart through your own Spirit. Nothing that goes up from here is lost on the way to you. I declare that you have taken care of me. The Apostle Peter wrote this in his first letter, and this word is a pillar under my feet today. You are careful, Lord. Real care, active care, attentive care, care that manifests itself in details that I don't even notice. Care that manifests itself in the things that I perceive, but I attribute to luck, to coincidence, to distracted providence, when in fact it was your hand up close. And I declare, my God, that the joy of my soul does not depend on what the day will bring. She depends on you. If the day comes easy, I will rejoice in you. If the day comes difficult, I will rejoice in you just the same. As Habakkuk wrote in chapter 3 of his prophecy, even if the fig tree does not blossom and the vines have no fruit, yet I will rejoice in the Lord. That's the statement I want to make about this day today. Even if it doesn't come exactly as I expected, I will still rejoice in the Lord. I declare, beloved Father, that your word is a lamp for my feet and a light for my paths, as it is in the 119th Psalm. So in the decisions that come today, I choose to consult that lamp before consulting my own will. In case of doubts that arise, I choose to remember what has already been written before seeking human opinion. In times when the darkness seems dense, I choose to believe that your light still illuminates the next step, even if I don't see the end of the path. And if, at some point in the next few hours, the weight knocks on the door of my heart again, I declare that I will remember this prayer. I will remember that my morning began before you. I will remember that your mercy got there first. And this memory will be an anchor when the waves want to take me. My God, now I want to thank you. After declaring who you are, my heart overflows with gratitude, and I want to let that gratitude out without rushing. I thank you, Father, for the bread that was on the table last night, A bread that I took as a natural part of the routine, without remembering that so many brothers went to bed without having any bread. Thank you for every meal that has ever come into this house. Thank you for the breakfast that will still happen today. Thank you for sustaining my body day after day with what your hand provides. I thank you for the health I still have, Lord. It's not perfect health. Maybe I live with pain somewhere, with some limitation, with some issue that has not yet been resolved, but I am healthy enough to be here, breathing, listening to this prayer, being aware of my own heart. This is already a huge gift, and I have forgotten to recognize it. Forgive, Father. Receive my thanks today for every breath I still take without having to think about it. I thank you for the people you put in my path, Lord, the ones that are close now, those that are gone but left a mark inside me, those who only appeared for one season and then followed, but who at that specific time were your instrument to help me cross. Thank you for every face. Thank you for every hug received. Thank you for every word said at the exact time I needed to hear it. I thank you, beloved Father, for the faith that still burns within me. It is not perfect faith. It is not faith without trembling. But it is living faith, capable of bringing me here this morning, capable of making me stop before you, capable of making me believe that this prayer makes a difference. Many brothers lost their flame, and their flame slowly went out without them realizing it. Mine still burns. This is your merit, Lord. You who blew in the beginning, you who keep blowing so that it doesn't die. Thanks. I thank you for the difficult seasons that are behind us. Those phases that I thought I wouldn't go through. Those nights when I didn't know if I was going to dawn strong. Those weeks when the bill didn't close and the response took a while to arrive. You sustained me in each of them. You didn't always resolve it the way I wanted, not always in the time I expected, but you supported me through each one, and I'm here today to prove it. The simple fact that I'm breathing this morning is testimony that you've brought me through things I couldn't handle on my own. I thank you for the answers that have already arrived, Lord. Those old prayers that I almost forgot I said, and that you answered without telling me. Those doors that opened when I had given up knocking. Those partial cures, those gradual restorations, those specific measures that changed something inside me or around me. Thank you for each one. And forgive me for stopping to thank you so soon, moving on to the next need without taking too long to acknowledge it. And I thank you, Father, also for the answers that have not yet arrived. This part is the hardest, but it is the most precious. Thank you for what you are still going to do. Thank you for the patience you are cultivating in me while I wait. Thank you for not giving me everything in my time, because my time would not always be ripe to receive what I ask for. Trust me to wait, Lord. Teach me to be grateful for the process, not just the result. As this gratitude rises, my God, I want to invite this brother who prays with me to do the same movement. Leave a short sentence in the comments, written now with conviction. I believe in the faithfulness of the God whose mercies are renewed every morning. Write this sentence below, not as loose text, as a real declaration of your heart. When you write this, you are confirming to yourself what we just declared together. And look, brother, if the joy that we asked for has already started to light up inside you, even if it's still like a small spark, you'll soon notice that this spark grows. Not because the circumstance has changed, but because the heart has repositioned itself before the Father. This prayer is doing work inside that will only appear in the next hours, in the next conversation, in the next moment in which you choose to respond with patience when the old version of you would have exploded, in the next moment in which you will notice a small blessing where before you went straight. And it is with hearts like this, full of declaration and overflowing with gratitude, that we continue walking together this morning. The prayer is not over yet. She still has words to be said. She still has intentions to be confirmed. She still has pastoral affection to be offered before this conversation between us rests. And that's the part I want to take you to now, with the same care with which we started. This prayer that we just raised together, brother, it doesn't disappear when the words stop. It continues to work inside over the next few hours in a way that reason can't always explain. The gratitude that we asked for will now begin to appear in the small gestures of the day. You will notice the aroma of the coffee in a different way. You will hear the voice of a loved one in your home, and you will feel a pang of recognition that that presence is still there. The joy we asked for will emerge in simple moments, not necessarily grand, but true. And the mercy of the Lord, this new mercy every morning that we have celebrated since the beginning, it will accompany you as a silent company every hour, whether you are at home, at work, or in the middle of traffic. You know, This morning is different from the others because you made a different choice. Many things compete for the first minutes of your day, and you could have given those minutes to any of them. He chose to give it to God. This does not go unnoticed, neither by him nor within you. Your heart will realize throughout the day that something was realigned inside at that time. It is not a mystical sensation that remains in the air. It is a real consequence of having started the day before the Father, before starting the day before the world. And before this morning runs its course, there's one word I wanted to ask you. Write in the comments, with your own hand, 3 words together: joy, gratitude, and mercy. Write these 3 words next to each other. When you write, you are stating with conviction that these 3 realities are what you want to mark your day today. And if you wish, put your name or the initial of the city where you are next to these 3 words. So, when I read each comment, I lift up a specific prayer for the place you speak from. And look, brother, there is another person who woke up today needing to hear that same prayer that you just heard. Maybe someone from your family. Maybe a friend you haven't spoken to in a while. Maybe that brother at work who you know is going through a hard time inside, even if he doesn't tell anyone. Send this prayer to him. A share button pressed with intention can be God's touch in the morning of someone who was starting the day without hope. You don't know what this prayer can do in someone else's life, but the Lord does. And He counts on your willingness to pass on what He has achieved for you. One thing I also want to tell you, here on the channel we have been meeting like this, day after day, to start our mornings before God together. If this conversation with the Father was good for you today, sign up to walk with me next time. Press the bell so that the Lord doesn't let the prayer He prepared for you tomorrow go unnoticed. Each prayer like this is made thinking about brothers like you, and the inscription is your way of saying that you want to be around when the next one arrives. And now, my brother, my sister, Jesus Himself left His disciples a prayer that crosses all times and serves every soul that approaches the Father. It is the prayer that summarizes everything we have talked about so far. Say it to me without rushing, letting each word really sink in. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be your name. Your kingdom come, your will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us our daily bread today. Forgive our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For yours is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever. Amen. May that holy word that just came out of your mouth be a mark on this entire day that opens in front of you. Go in peace, brother. Go knowing that the God whose mercies are new every morning has already placed His hand on your path before you take the first step outside. May the Lord sustain you in the joy that we asked for, accompany you in the gratitude that we cultivated, cover you with the mercy that He Himself pours out without missing a day. May your heart remember what was prayed here when the day comes. And may the goodness and faithfulness of the Father go before you today, opening your paths, guarding your steps, and bringing you back in peace to rest later. In the name of Jesus, amen.